We want to tell the story about more than 300,000 families that are displaced. It's more than 1 million people. It's not even counting the adult individuals that are displaced. More than half of those families were of color when people of color are, probably 15, 16, 20% of the American population during those decades. The Urban Renewal project is a map we're calling Renewing Inequality. It's going to be the newest and really in some ways the most ambitious map that we've produced to date as part of American Panorama. What we're trying to do with American Panorama is revisit and update the genre of the historical atlas for the 21st century. In '49, the federal government passed legislation which provided funding to cities to help clear slums, clear what they call blighted areas. The hundreds of thousands of families, more than 1 million people that are displaced from their neighborhoods through urban renewal. On Renewing Inequality, we had, over the course of the last couple of years, about 20 students that have worked on the project. So I have always been really impressed by how the students take what they learn both methodologically and historically from the projects that we do, and take that and run with it in really creative, interesting, innovative ways in their own research projects. Kenyon Bar, out of all the urban renewal projects that displace these 300,000 families, 5,000 of those families came from Kenyon Bar in Cincinnati. Massive project that targeted very specifically the African American community outside of downtown. Population of color in Cincinnati is, I want to say, like 22-23%, and 95% of the displacements that happened in Cincinnati were people of color. Essentially destroyed an African American neighborhood in that area. Urban renewal wasn't a policy that just affected Chicago, New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore. But Rome, Georgia, Bessemer, Alabama, Coos Bay, Oregon, that it affects over 600 municipalities across the United States had displacements. The inequalities we see in American cities aren't the product of some kind of mechanistic market, and they're not inevitable. They're partly the product of these very intentional policy decisions that are made over the course of the 20th century. If wealth inequality is partly the product of policy, then maybe more equality, more equitable cities can also be the product of policies. We learn from the past, learn from the history of redlining, learn from the history of urban renewal.